Good morning.
Good morning.
To the moms and dads, grandparents, brothers and sisters, thank you for coming. It'll be a good and important week. And I know how fast your babies have grown up. To the gentlemen of the class of 1974, I was the class of 77. My brother was the class of 74 out in the Sunset District. So I took a quick look at the pop hits of 1974. Tubular Bells. Remember that one?
From The Exorcist.
From The Exorcist. I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton, written by Bob Marley. The Hughes Corporation's Rock the Boat. Okay, we're good. You and Me Against the World by Helen Reddy. It goes on and on. And then the last one, Mr. Filson, this one's for you, Smoking in the Boys' Room by Brownsville Station. I want to welcome you back. It's not a small thing. When you guys come back, it'll be the year 2074. Whoa. Beyonce and Taylor Swift will be in their 80s. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you this morning your salutatorian. At St. Mary's, the valedictorian and salutatorian are not chosen by GPAs and things like that. They are chosen by committees of students and faculty, and any student in the class who wishes to put forward his or her name may do so. It is my distinct pleasure again to welcome Nicholas Wong.
Good morning, St. Mary's.
Good morning.
Greetings to all the Board of Trustees, Mr. Puck, administration, faculty, parents, class of 1974 Golden graduates, and my class, the class of 2024. My name is Nicholas Wong, and I'm here to speak on behalf of our graduates and honor the class of 2024. We have worked so hard, and with the support of all gathered here, overcome many obstacles in our way. To begin, let us remember. When we started our journey into high school, none of us foresaw a global pandemic impacting almost our entire freshman year. We all first met each other on Zoom, through a computer screen, staring at each other's tiny boxes, wondering what it would be like to meet each other in person. Even though it was an extremely difficult time for us all, we persevered. All of us remember logging into class 1 minute before it started, having woken up 30 seconds prior, and feeling a disconnect from each other due to being online. We all remember the struggle to pay attention and do our work on time, but our school made it possible for us to quickly transition from learning together in person from 3 days a week to 5. This is a testament to the quality education St. Mary's provided to us. Our school made sure that we are able to continue on the academic path promised to us and to prepare us for college and other next steps. On the sports side, St. Mary's jumped through all the hoops to organize pods for our athletes who benefited from training and practice to help retain a sense of normalcy in such a trying time. These efforts allowed us as a class to begin forming connections with one another, which we least had and most needed. When we were finally able to come back onto campus, those initial bonds were strengthened by our desire to make connections and overcome any barriers in our way. We jumped at the chance to make the most out of what was left of our freshman year, so that we would have some footing for our upcoming 3 years of high school. Upper-class students and teachers helped us find our way around campus and through classes, since we were the new kids suddenly swimming with the big fish. St. Mary's lived out the core principle of inclusive community by welcoming us with open arms into on-campus life and activities, making sure that we were not left out. But more importantly, we welcomed each other. All of us carried inside of us the goal of making new friends and finding our place within our school, and we did it. As time progressed, we found ourselves drawn to school events like block parties, movie nights, dances, and that our class council worked tirelessly to prepare. We broke attendance records at our sophomore year dances and consistently got the most beer points during rallies, being junior and senior competitors. This year, we pulled with so much strength and enthusiasm, we broke the rope during tug of war. Thank you, Elliot Jennings. But our tightness as a class will never be broken. Throughout this year, we had the opportunity to attend many different brown bag lunches, hosted by our amazing inclusive community team, discussing what it means to grow up Black, Latinx, multiracial, Asian, male, female, and be a member and ally of the LGBTQIA+ community. These discussions gave students the chance to express themselves freely without judgment, which is extremely important in the world today. Let us all remember to carry those feelings of safety, inclusivity, and open-mindedness with us as we journey on the next stages in our lives. Honing in on the principle of concern for the poor and social justice, we will all remember the core lesson of Ms. McCormick's scripture class, which was to always step up and help someone if you see them in need. Those giggles, laughs, and shocked faces at the jokes Ms. McCormick told us are our memories to hold on to the lesson to help those who are less fortunate, those who are recovering from their mistakes, as we all make mistakes and need help from others, and those who are simply dealt a bad hand by the powers that be. Remember those laughs as a call to always help those in need. I love you, Ms. McCormick, and I will miss you. As we aged into becoming the upper-class students on campus, our hard work helped us become leaders in our own right. We took the value of quality education St. Mary's blessed us with and have made sure to give it back to those who have come after us. We have served as peer tutors, mentors, captains of sports teams, club leaders, members of the ministry team, and the heads of inclusive community. We are blessed to have continuous schooling in what might be one of the toughest times of our lives, and a school that made sure we never fell behind. All of those nights, days, classes, and moments spent worrying, stressing, and complaining got us to this moment right here. My friends, we triumphed. We are free, having learned from those challenging times to march purposely towards our future. Now, remembering those really long emails from Dr. Imperial about all the ways society might fall apart and what St. Mary's is doing about it, those emails that we definitely all read in their entirety will become increasingly important as we move on with our lives. As he demonstrated from the phone-free day a few weeks ago that we all loved, the values of human interaction and respect for one another are in jeopardy. We need to cherish the Lasallian Catholic core principle of respect for all persons, no matter differing racial, political, gender, or ideological divides that might be present. His lecturing about the age of walls is becoming more relevant day by day as our generation is shielding ourselves from interacting with one another by making our phones our main form of communication. This is the new age of walls, where instead of a physical geographical divide that is splitting people apart, it is our own electronic posts, messages, and stories that are closing us off from one another. As trying as it was to be reminded that nothing disappears on the internet over and over again, topics we discussed in the gym during our Lasallian days were among the most important lessons here we learned at St. Mary's. The respect for everyone, no matter how they differ, should always be upheld. The consequences of ignoring that will be much worse than receiving a detention slip or getting called to Mr. Filson's office. Our 4 years here at St. Mary's have taught us so much about what it means to be faithful to God and to one another. We have been instructed according to Catholic social teachings and through our exploration of world religions to recognize across our differences common human values. As we each step into our new paths, remember to hold on to all that we have learned and to be faithful to yourself and others. Our founder, St. John Baptist de La Salle, created the La Salle Network to give poor boys in France a chance to receive a higher quality education. Let us all reciprocate his love, care, and compassion out into the world. And for one last time, as we are gathered here together at our school, St. John Baptist de La Salle, live Jesus in our hearts. Amen. Congratulations, class of 2024.
It is my honor every year at the Bacalaureate Mass to give what is called the Principals Award. I made it up. Kathy Molinelli keeps asking me, what's the criteria? And I say, I'll figure it out. But broadly speaking, the Principals Award is given to a student who represents the best in the class. So in some ways, it's not really one person, but it's somebody who perseveres. It's a young person who may not have been the most accomplished at the beginning of a course or a sport or a play, but they tried and they practiced and they were willing to struggle. It's somebody who's kind. Let that sit for a second, because the selection of this might be a little ironic given what I just heard. This year's Principals Award winner is Nicholas Wong. Finally, I'd be remiss to tell you the #1 song on the Billboard charts in 1974, Barbra Streisand's The Way We Were. Have a good morning.